question of ethics still comes in here. What you said, I asked the question, you said it's unethical. How do we curb that unethical behavior? Because it's still likely to play up again. I mean, you're from this state, and then because you want to become a member, you want to be elevated to the court, to a higher court, you claim another state, and then now you want to go up to another higher, you now return back to your former state of origin. That unethical thing. How do we curb that?
I agree absolutely there. And you see, these are few instances. But the more women we have going to the higher bench, the more these will have. So it has to be determined. It is not a matter that has been litigated, so the courts cannot make a decision on it. If this thing had been litigated, you see, that's the problem. Judges don't go to court over their rights. Do you understand? And even though the rules for enforcement of fundamental rights now allows for persons to sue on behalf of persons, but you need the consent of that person to go to court. Do you understand? So if a judge will not want to litigate, it's right and say, look, we have a way, a channel of resolving matters like this, like has been taken, then there will be no opportunity for the courts to either strike that down section if the National Assembly doesn't want to sit up to its responsibility and amend it. That's the only way.
Okay, but
there are only two ways. The president in Nigeria, the president does not have powers of decree, like you have in Egypt now, where you can wake up and decree this and decree that. The president doesn't have that. So it's either the National Assembly will go ahead, do his job, or it will maybe one judge may wake up one day and say, look, I won't take this, and go to court to challenge the provision of that Federal Character Act. That is when the court will now have authority to say, look, this act provision is contrary to the provisions of the Constitution. So you must strike it off. That's the only time the court can act.
Since the bench cannot speak, cannot come up and explain some of these decisions, and then there are those who think that there should be some sort of something done about it, because if the bar hasn't spoken up for the bench, because some lawyers also think, look, the bar has failed the bench here. The bar was supposed to have spoken for the bench where it was misconstrued. But for some reason that hasn't happened. Some think it hasn't happened. If it has, shouldn't there be a way to sort that out? Should the bench be able to have maybe like someone who could be an image maker, or someone who could just actually explain some of these decisions before people come ahead?
No, you cannot. We cannot try that.
Right.
Because you will be creating a problem. The bench, when the bench speaks, it's supposed to be orders. The Constitution says all powers in the realm, not all powers in the realm must obey all decisions of court.
No, not in terms of decision.
I'm coming. The act of the CJN is an administrative act. Do you understand? But it has a connotation, because it now what she has done now has now affected the provisions of both the Constitution and the law. You understand? Has brought the law and the Constitution into conflict. But until one person who is affected can say, I'm going to court, do you understand? That provision cannot be tested.
But we know they can never go to court.
The fact now is this. Because lawyers have also spoken out against this position. So the agency was forced to call an emergency meeting to resolve this problem.
Okay, sorry, let me just take you away slightly here. The case of Justice Salami, it went to court, and there was a ruling, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And the ruling said he should be reinstated.
Yes.
How come?
There was no court decision.
There was no court decision.
But there was a decision by the NJC that he should be reinstated.
Okay.
You understand? There was a decision by the NJC.
But the court has not ruled.
No, the court has not taken a decision on that matter. Because if the court had taken a decision, what the Honorable Justice Salami will be doing today would be to enforce his right, the order of court. But you see, but the NJC itself has taken a decision that he should be reinstated.
So the NJC's decision, why I brought this up is because you said all the laws of the everyone in the realm has to obey
That's
the
court
ruling.
decision.
Obey the court decision.
Decision.
Okay,
Not
the
an
court has
NJC
not.
decision.
The court has not decided,
No, the court has not.
and the NJC's decision cannot be said to be the
No, it cannot be.
Yeah,
It
it
can
cannot.
be challenged.
can be challenged.
Yes.
So right now, what's happening with Justice Jombo-Ofor is it not a pointer that there have to be major reforms in the judiciary?
I don't understand why you need major reforms in the judiciary for this purpose. Yes, there are need for other reasons, but for this purpose, I don't see why you have. It's a decision that has been taken and it's been reversed.
And you don't think it can occur again?
Now, what we are saying, I said it earlier on, that the National Assembly has work to do. You know, there's what you call separation of powers. I cannot, like now, I cannot carry my office and come and take over channels functions. I won't be able to do it the way how well you can. Neither can you come to court and defend somebody. So the function of the National Assembly is to amend the acts of that it has promulgated.
Okay, let's squeeze this in briefly before we go on for the headline news. This perception of corruption in the judiciary. I mean, now we see that this EFCC matter against, even though nothing has gone to court yet, so it's still in the realm of speculation, but the perception.
Against who?
Wale Babalakin SAN.
Wale Babalakin is a member of the judiciary.
No.
He's a lawyer,
Yes.
like me. It's just the only difference he has is that he's silk. He's in the inner bar. If I come now and try to steal your computer, the police will call me and pick me up. That is a personal thing between him and the government.
Yeah, but the fact that you're getting lawyers who are supposed to be, of course, stand out in the society, involved in this, it will always have the perception that, not again, a lawyer representing.
We have to know one thing here. Wale Babalakin's transaction here, well, it's still an allegation. It has not gone, they've not filed a charge against him,
Yeah.
they've not arrested him and all those. But you see, we have to look at it from the perspective, what transaction is this charge from his relationship with Ibori as a lawyer, or was it because Wale Babalakin has bicotomy, has a lot of businesses he's doing, is the concessionaire of the MM2. Is it from his business or from his legal practice? Because if it's qua legal practice, then issues will come. But if he's convicted at the end of the day, that is when the NBA and the body of benchers and all the disciplinary committees in the league will come and say, look, we cannot allow a silk to be a convict to wear silk. Do you understand? And probably not allow a convict to be called a legal practitioner. But the process must come to a conclusion. You must have a conviction. Other than like that, I always tell people, they say they are criticized lawyers. Lawyers are always taking thieves out. A man is not a thief until the court has decided he's a thief.
They need to.
Even if you found everything
You
in
need
his
to drum
pocket.
that more in people's ears.
Yes, a man is not a thief until the court has decided. So it is it's the business of the state to get good lawyers to prosecute, and the business of the man to get as much good lawyers to defend himself. If the state does not go and get good lawyers, it's like a contract. If I come here and you are wearing a good suit and I see your good suit, I say, look, I will go and meet somebody in Oshodi to prepare my own suit, and it doesn't look as good as yours. Why should you be punished for it? What is done in the court is, look, EFCC, police, custom, whatever. You can train good lawyers. You can train wonderful lawyers. You can employ so many people coming out. You can give them good service. If they know that if they're coming to work for you, they're going to get the best. Not when somebody has put in maybe 5-10 years of his life into your service, and suddenly one politician wakes up and says, I don't like this guy's face, you dismiss him. These are we must build careers. In Ghana, if you do not have a good tutu, you cannot be a prosecutor. You cannot work in the ministry. But here, it is those people who may not have tried to look for a job around, and cannot get, okay, let me go and try ministry work. Do you understand? So it's important that the EFCC, should pick up itself and act. There are other bodies like this in the world. In the Philippines, there's a body like EFCC. They have trained their young lawyers to become such good prosecutors.
So a lot rests on prosecution in this matter.
Oh, yes.
Or else it might just end up in the media for as long as possible.
But You see, let's get. Sorry, I know we don't have time. Let's get something right. The police also must prepare itself, must do its investigation properly before handing over that case to lawyers to take to court. A lot of times, when you are defending suits, you find out that when you are defending suits, you find out that the proof of evidence goes to no issue.